What you just saw right there was just me turning, not too fast, with decent look ahead, and just, following basic rules such as not regripping too much, and turning the cube like a normal person. This video will cover how to turn the Rubik's Cube much faster than you'll be able to think. My first tip is to do dedicated practices just to solving the cross only. What this means is that you do a solve, but as soon as you solve the cross, you just stop there and you re-scramble. This will allow you to plan the cross better and come up with even better solutions that you wouldn't be able to do before. For example, if I'm doing yellow cross here, I can put this blue here. Orange can come in to save this pair, and green, not sure where that's going to end up, but green can be last. So this is what it would look like. So now what you want to do if you want to dedicate your solves to just the cross is to try to plan out the whole cross as much as you can and do that as fast as possible. So that would probably look something like this. Let's see. To be able to put this practice to skill, you have to be able to plan the cross and quickly execute the solution so that you don't have to look at the cross again. Here's what it might look like. You just keep doing this until you're fluent with planning the cross. Try to recognize all the piece relationships. Try to figure out how each cross piece will go in, what's the fastest way without, regripping or disabling the cube grip too much, something like that. So for this, it's actually quite simple. Like that. So dedicate your solves just to the cross, stop at the cross, re-scramble, and basically, repeat the cycle. Second tip I have for you to get faster at cubing is to drill your last layer algorithms. Now I have said this before in a previous video, but drilling your last layer cases is so important that as soon as you see an OLL case, it's like when you get to last layer, you're at that stage where you're like, okay, I don't have to think anymore. I can just, turn really, really fast as soon as I've seen the case so that I don't waste any more time looking at the case. Recognizing is a big part of this as well. This also means if you use a current algorithm that's, very risky or very slow and has too many regrips, then it's better to change that algorithm. For example, for U-perms, if you use this one, you can have good finger tricks with that, but for me, I'm not very consistent with that U-perm, so I just choose either this one or this one in rare circumstances. But the point is, whatever you're consistent with and whatever you can do fast, and pretty much all the time you can get it at your best time, that's the algorithm you should go for. That's the execution you want, so that as soon as you recognize an OLL or PLL case, you can go straight into it without messing up. The third tip I have for you is when you're at F2L, you finish the cross, is to not turn too fast. Don't turn at your maximum speed for F2L. That's a thing you should do for the cross and the last layer. Do not turn too fast for the F2L. Because when you're at F2L, you're at that stage when you're trying to recognize a case, pair them up, trying to insert them, looking for other pieces. You're at that stage where you have to be constantly looking at other things, especially if you do look ahead like this. You won't have enough time to look at everything and then execute at your maximum speed, which is why you have to go at a more slower pace so that you can look ahead more, see pieces that you won't be able to see at the back without, turning at your maximum speed and fully destroying the cube or whatever. But when you do go at a slower speed, not too slow, you'll be able to see pieces flow in your vision much better than you think. My fourth tip for you is to do timed solves and untimed solves. Timed solves are good so that you know how fast you're going or if you need improvement, but also untimed solves are just as important, because if you get a case, some sort of F2L case or some sort of, look ahead idea that you need to work on, but if you're on a timer, you be like, oh no, I can't do this, let's just do it, the normal way I've been doing it, then you're not going to be able to improve. You're just going to stay slow because you're under the pressure of being on a timer and this solve has to count. So what is more recommended is that you don't solve without a timer, and if you're struggling to, recognize from just two sides, then take all the time you need. If you're trying to struggle and look ahead, take all the time you need. Don't worry about any timer for this. And once you recognize and you know what to do, go into it. In some cases, only using a timer can probably just mess up your entire solve. Maybe you panicking, oh, should I use this advanced technique I learned yesterday? Or should I just use the normal method I've been using? It's not very fast. The timer puts you in so much stress and so much pressure. Sometimes you just need to neglect the timer and just go on and learn your improvement methods. My fifth tip is to use programs like CS Timer, and you can, function it to give you very easy scrambles. Now, the way I also, do this as well, the way I do it is when I get an easy scramble, it allows me to fully plan the cross and potentially look ahead to my F2L. Doing this will increase your capability of looking at where pieces go, mind tracking where everything goes, including your cross and F2L. Being able to transition from cross to F2L is pretty much the biggest game changer in terms of your solve times. If you've made it this far into the video, then my sixth tip is to subscribe and share the video. Thanks for watching.